Hey, I've gotten some requests to comment on Sadhguru video, so I picked one from my hard drive, which I must have downloaded at some point, which I probably like the video. I really like Sadhguru as a character. He's quite funny. He's an interesting teacher, I think, and he has a certain strategy. I think his strategy is mostly to explain things, but then point you to certain practices which he does programs for. And he doesn't do that, I think, for commercial reasons at all, but he does that because he wants to thoroughly instruct people in what, in my sense, is a more traditional form of meditation and yoga, which is, I think, a very much an accuracy game. So it's very different from some of the non duality stuff you see online or some of the meditation stuff, which is quite general, but can be really effective in that way as well. I think some of the things I teach are a little bit more simple than some of the things he teaches. And I think overall he's just a joy to watch and really funny. So here we go. And of course, really wise and obviously realized. Okay, here we go. Okay, here goes Sadhguru. Love the music already. I think this is not his official channel, by the way. So it's some other channel where they've taken this talk and made a video with it. And while we're listening to this happy music, you see images of him looking, I think this is him looking at Kailash and at Lake Mansarovar, which is supposed to be a very deep spiritual experience to be there, where he does trips to that. I'd love to go sometimes. But yeah, so this already really like the intro and I really like the music.
Thank you, Sadhguru. Question. You talked about working on yourself and meditation comes into it, yet I've seen plenty of meditators that don't seem to act that well. So can you talk about that a bit?
Yeah. I'm not in any way identified with any political nation on the planet, but when I use the names of countries, don't think it's from some prejudice. When anything comes to America, it takes on a different form. It just amuses me what forms it takes. Because the yoga, for example, what forms it's taken is well, yesterday somebody sent me a WhatsApp message about how they're propagating beer yoga, okay? So yogis who have drinking problem and drinkers who have yogic problem, they do beer yoga, okay? Like this, there are many. So we need to understand this. This is
That's so funny, by the way. He's such a nice character.
not… When you say meditation, when you say yoga, this is not an Indian thing or an Eastern thing as it is being understood. This is paying attention to the inner nature of who you are, all right? Fortunately,
Yeah, so any serious meditation is about paying attention while you have your eyes closed and seeing what is the nature of my experience. So what's the nature of thoughts, feelings, how do they arise, what happens there, what is this empty space which is in which everything is arising, etc., etc.
the fundamentals of being human is same fundamentals, doesn't matter which continent you have come from. Though for a long time people have been prejudiced against one against the other, but fundamentally these creatures are made the same way, this entire species is made the same way, okay? On the surface, maybe I'm made of chocolate and you are white chocolate, whatever, okay?
So everybody's equal, right? And on the inside, the psychological, spiritual mechanisms are similar.
That's different. So we need to understand this. For example, you use the word meditation. You must understand this. These words are being thrown around. The word meditation in English doesn't really mean anything specific. It's too general. If somebody sits with their eyes closed, you will say they're meditating. You know with your eyes closed how many things you can do. Yes or no? So in the yogic parlance, you can do japa, tapa, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, you can fantasize about something or you can just master the art of sleeping in vertical postures. You know, you don't know what you're doing. So, what specific aspects are not there. General, because it's a fashion. It is not an endeavor, it is more a fashion, it's an in thing. You will see people are walking with yoga mat in New York City, you ask them what… they say, today is my yoga day, yesterday was my cycling day, tomorrow is my swimming day. This is not like that. The word yoga means union. Union means, in some way, you learn to obliterate the boundaries of your individuality. Because your individual existence is a fake existence. If you don't understand what I'm saying, close your mouth, hold your nose like this for 2 minutes. You will understand without the larger atmosphere supporting you, you can't exist for a moment. Yes? What you exhale, the trees are inhaling, what the trees exhale, you are inhaling every moment.
Lovely that he makes this point.
But this is not there in your experience. Actually, 1/2 of your breathing apparatus are hanging out there. If you experience this, do I have to tell you, don't cut the tree? Do I have to tell you something else like this? To plant the tree? It wouldn't be necessary. If you really experience 1/2 of my lungs is hanging out there, you wouldn't call a tree a wood, isn't it? If I call you flesh, is it an insult or no? So calling a living tree as wood, this happened to me. You know, when I was doing literature, we were always studying English poetry and we were introduced to American poetry. So the first day this lady teacher comes and she says, I'm introducing Robert Frost to you and he's a great poet and this, she says so many things. And then she starts off, woods are lovely, dark and deep. I said, stop. I was only 19. No, this is a great poet. I said, I don't care how great he is. A man who calls tree a wood, I'm not going to listen to that guy, I didn't let her teach. Because this has gotten into our minds. We have not experienced life, we've concluded about everything. We made conclusions about everything. We have not experienced it. If you sat here and experienced life, very well you would know what the trees exhale, you're inhaling every moment. You can do without any relationship in your life. This one relationship you can't break. Yes or no? We have not brought human beings to experience. Meditation means this, yoga means this, to bring people to a living experience of life. It's not just the trees and the atmosphere. As you sit here, every subatomic particle is in communication with the rest of the universe. Otherwise you can't exist here for a moment. This entire fake idea of who you are has to go, that's meditation. So anyway, technically what is meditation? Meditation is a consequence, but because these societies have become so goal-oriented, they want the mango, they don't want the tree. If you want flowers in your garden, you don't have to do flower meditation. You don't even have to think flower. You have to think soil, manure, water, sunlight. None of them look like flowers. But if you take care of that, flower is a consequence. So meditation is a consequence, but people want the consequence, not the process. If you cultivate your body, your mind, your emotion and your energies to a certain level of maturity, you will become meditative. That will be your quality, that will be the fragrance that you will carry with you. But now you want the fragrance, you don't want the process, what will you do? You'll buy some French perfume.
Thank you very, very much.
The bank will be very different for having had this experience. So thank you for the time, and thank you to the India Club for facilitating this.
So yeah, I think let me answer the question, because he asked about why some meditators, let's say, don't really make progress, or it seems like they still have all these negative habits and tendencies. And I think my thoughts on that would be that I see there's two aspects of meditation. So let's say somebody is a serious meditator, meaning they really look at what they're doing. Basically, they see, oh, I'm having a thought. Oh, I'm having feelings. This all is appearing out of empty space, and that's happening. So when they can follow that, when they understand that clearly, then there are two directions you can go. One is to say, I'm just going to focus on empty space. I'm just going to ignore all thoughts and feelings that come. And for awakening itself, that might be for first awakening or an initial awakening or spiritual awakening, that might be a good idea. But what I see with people that want to progress or actually want to change themselves in a positive way, that doesn't help. That doesn't work like that at all. Because then we actually need to focus on the thoughts and the feelings and the things that come up. And we need to stop suppressing our feelings and allowing them in and being with them, and with that releasing them at some point. Because they naturally, feelings want to be felt, thoughts want to be thoughts want to be thought. So at some point they fall away because there's no resistance. We're not suppressing them, right? And so we don't want to suppress our feelings, and we don't want to believe our thoughts. So thoughts, if we are thinking our thoughts, thinking, yes, that's true, yes, that's true, yes, that's true. And especially if those are negative things, then we're not releasing any of our negative tendencies. We're not releasing all our negative habits or something like that, which usually there's a feeling or a thought stuck somewhere. And especially these thoughts where we think it's true, these interpretations which are really important. I tend to, with clients, go back a lot of times to their childhood, to certain events that created their point of view or their view on the world. And when you change the interpretation or their interpretation of those events, and you see how that has affected their whole life, when they change those interpretations, they change those beliefs, meaning that they have, for example, no reason left to do some of their, let's say, not so nice behaviors. And that could be acting badly towards others, but mostly acting badly towards ourselves, right? Limiting ourselves in some way. So my question would be, are you meditating to just awaken, or are you meditating to actually be happy and maybe also awaken? Because what I see is that in the end, these two types of meditation, what we're talking about, in the end, you need them both to be able to go to liberation or to go to deep realization. You need to be able to sit and pay attention to our thoughts and feelings and deconstruct some of our beliefs, our energetic, emotional, and mental beliefs. And we need to be able to go deep into or be fully with this empty fullness which is around us, the silence, the beingness, we could say. So those are also like two types of meditation, right? Concentration meditation, like for example Vipassana, or like the more open Dzogchen type of Zazen type of sitting, where you are having more open awareness. So I think practicing both, I suggest people to sit in open awareness until something which is really sticky comes up, and then we can focus on that, and we can let go of resistance with that. So we can, like Vipassana means, we can see clearly and penetrate it. So fully engaging our thoughts and feelings and being able to see clearly what's behind those, or what's surrounding those, or what's their nature, your true nature. That is what in the end creates the change of not only awakening, but also changing, you could say, the person or the character in a very, very nice way. So, with that said, much love to you. And if you want to chat, or you were looking for some guidance on your path and you have some questions, then schedule your free coaching call below. And much love to you. Bye.